Am I the asshole for posting a virginity cake? I, 18 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 18 female, for almost 8 months now. Last week, we slept together for the first time. A day later, when hanging out with some of my friends, I told them that we had slept together. My friends always made fun of me for being a virgin, as I was the last in the group to have sex. Yesterday, my friends came to my house with a small ShopRite cake that had a horribly written virgin with a big red X over it. They were all recording and laughing. I thought it was really funny, and they all took a video of me blowing out a candle on the cake as they all clapped. I asked one of my friends to send me the video, and I posted it to my private story on Snapchat. This story has my girlfriend, her 2 best friends, who I am also friends with, the 4 guys in my group, along with 2 other people who I'm friends with at school. About 2 hours of my story being up, my girlfriend texted me that I was an immature asshole because I made a joke of an important step in our relationship and told multiple people, and has threatened to break up with me. I took the story down and said it was just a joke and that I didn't mean to upset her. She left me undelivered. My friend texted me asking why I took the story down, and I said it was because it made my girlfriend unhappy. My friend said she's overreacting and that I'm not an asshole. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? Oh, this first one, what the fuck? 5 days old, it's titled, Am I the asshole, 38 male, for cutting back on work to prove a point to my wife, 30 female. My wife is usually an angel of a woman, but has recently gotten into a friendship with a woman whom I personally believe is a bad influence on her. Not in a patronizing way, more of a lay down with dogs, get up with fleas type of situation. I've never heard that before, but continue. I like it. I've never said anything about her childishness or her very radical misandry, because frankly, it doesn't affect me. Until it did. A few months ago, my wife began pressuring me to do more around the house. Before I get an instant "you're the asshole," we already split chores and childcare. Admittedly, she had a bigger cut than I because she is a stay-at-home mom, but I do most of the cooking. Breakfast and dinners, lunch is her responsibility for her and the boys. I take out the garbage and I do laundry. And I deep clean the bathrooms once a week. I do also help with our boys' homework and such.
I'll marry this man right now.
The bar is low, but like he's doing a lot.
The bar is 6 feet under, but it's pretty good right now.
She insists that I am not doing enough and that I should be doing more around the house. I tried having discussions with her, asking what she expected from me, namely all chores and child rearing should be my duty, it seems. And for months, it seemed to be going nowhere. She used the D word more than once when speaking on this, which felt manipulative.
What's the D word?
Divorce.
My 19-year-old sister is getting married to her high school teacher. My younger sister is getting married to her 36-year-old high school teacher in a few days, and everyone seems okay with it. She graduated a year ago, and they told us they were dating almost immediately after graduation. I was shocked and angry, but everyone around me was happy and supportive of them. What is that, 1936? That's like 17 years? Oh, God. The teacher divorced his wife 2 years ago and started paying attention to my sister. He spoke to her after class regularly and paid special attention to her studies. I thought this was weird and talked to her about this, but she told me he was helping her because she was the best student of her class, which she was. A few months ago, only a few months into dating, they announced that they were engaged. I tried talking to my parents about their age difference and stuff, but they didn't want to hear it. I talked to my sister and she told me that she is happy and that she loves him. We live in a small town with a tight-knit community and everyone else is supporting their marriage. I'm feeling useless right now and I'm angry at myself. I was unable to protect my sister. I feel like I failed my duties as an older sibling. I hate everyone around me. How do they not see what's going on here? There's only so much you can do as a sibling. Blame your parents. Oh my God. And so here's an update. The marriage happened. I contemplated not going to the ceremony, but I didn't want to hurt my little sister, so I went reluctantly. My blood was boiling throughout the whole thing. Everyone who came to the ceremony congratulated them. I couldn't even look the teacher in the face because I was so angry at him. I hated the whole thing. I'm leaving this town tomorrow. I had some interviews lined up and got selected in one. It's in a city and I'm moving tomorrow. I can't stand these people. My parents think that getting married to a good guy with a stable job is the best thing that could have happened to my sister, and my relatives agreed. He groomed her. Why doesn't anyone else see that? I wanted to scream at everyone. When I told my sister I was leaving, she cried. I reassured her and told her that I wasn't angry at her. I made it clear to her that she could contact me anytime under any circumstances and that I'd be there for her. I bought her a phone and told her that I'd talk to her regularly. I tried to not antagonize anyone because I want them to reach out to me if anything happens. It was very hard to do. I came very close to fighting several people. My sister was a star student. I always thought that she would go to a big college and become someone significant, but now she's going to be a housewife. That thought is destroying me. I wasn't harsh on her because I'm hoping that she wakes up soon and I want to be there for her when that happens. I want to support her and to see her full potential, and I'm wishing it happens soon. So he has a few edits that he has. I've told her not to have children until she's sure. She has a contraceptive implant and I told her not to get it removed for at least a couple of years. I told her to tell me if anyone ever pressured her to have it removed. I really hope she follows my advice. I'm just checking the comments and the amount of people defending the teacher is insane. People like you are the problem. She was groomed since she was 16. Why can't you people see that? I wouldn't have any problem with her choices if she wasn't coerced into them. Him being an older man isn't my issue here. Him being her teacher is. Also, I don't think being a housewife is bad. What I don't like is that the choice of something more is being taken away from my sister. As for the phone thing, my parents did not allow my sister to own a phone. She had to use the landline if she wanted to talk to people. That's why I bought her a phone. Am I wrong for backing out of paying for my sister's wedding dress over a joke she made? I had an incident on my wedding day back in 2017 where my former fiance abandoned me and ran away with his pregnant mistress. That image, those details are forever engraved on my mind, and I'll never forget how I felt that day. That was truly a turning point in my life. My family has always been there for me, so I kept close to them. My younger sister is currently engaged and her wedding will be in a few months. She's struggling with money, so I decided to help her and her fiance and pay for the wedding dress. This allowed her to be able to buy her dream wedding gown that cost $7,000. It's a lot for a dress, but she literally cried because she wanted it. This happened a few days before we agreed to go buy the dress. We were eating dinner at my parents' house and my cousin and aunt were there. My aunt was asking my sister about the wedding and my sister said that everything was going according to plan and then casually laughed and said, "Let's just hope he won't run away with a pregnant mistress or something on our wedding day." I was blown away completely. She laughed and my aunt laughed too as if this was a joke. She was basically mocking what happened with me on my wedding. It happened so fast. I got up and started screaming at her, calling her an idiot, but my parents asked me to take it easy and said she thought it was a joke and didn't think I'd react so intensely. My aunt remained seated and my cousin asked me to calm down and drink some water, but I grabbed my stuff and I was getting ready to leave. I told my sister she was getting $0 for her dream wedding dress, then I walked out. I heard louder commotion as I walked away and my dad and cousin followed me outside trying to talk, but I asked to be left alone. My dad and I spoke and he said I was too harsh on my sister over a joke and said that I know this is how she is with her dark sense of humor. They said she's been crying after I decided to back out of helping her and said this would ruin her wedding. They want me to reconsider my decision since it might damage my relationship with my sister, but I refused. Did I overreact? See, it speaks volume that she's crying over potentially not having her dream wedding dress, but I would be crying over hurting my sister that much.
Am I wrong for recording my uncle's drink requests? My uncle thinks it's funny to get me to run back and forth between the pool and the kitchen to get him drinks. He'll ask me for a Coke, and then when I bring it, says he asked for a beer, and then will ask where his Coke is. Then he blames it on us damn millennials always being on our phone and not paying attention, and for whatever reason, my parents haven't told him to piss off. Honestly, this little bit got old a while ago, so to deal with it, I just make myself scarce whenever he comes over. But when he came over to visit for Memorial Day, he caught me. Of course, he asked me for a Coke, so I got him a Coke. And of course, when I brought it, he said that he asked for a beer, so I pulled out my phone with the recording of him asking for the Coke. Because you know, us damn millennials are always on our phones. Plus, I already knew what was going to happen. He asked me for a beer because that's what he really wanted, and I told him I'd be happy to get him the drink after he finished his first one. Because unlike his boomer generation, I don't waste things for the fun of it. Am I wrong for recording my uncle's drink request? I told him I would be happy to get him a new drink after he finished the first one because unlike his boomer generation, I don't waste things for the fun of it. He got really huffy because he was just joking around, and the next time he asked me for a drink, my phone was in my pocket. So I pulled it out and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you asked for. Can you repeat it?" That's when he said he would just get his own drinks, and I said that sounds like a great idea. My parents think I'm a jerk for being rude to a guest and also an elder. I thought I was just making sure he got what he asked for. Edited to add that he is actually a millennial and I am a Gen Z. And yes, it is for cultural reasons why I'm expected to fetch him his own drinks. I might be wrong for recording him without permission and also for ruining his ongoing joke. The top comment says definitely not wrong, might have been funny the first time when he was 10, but over and over again is bullying.